And so dito sa 5x3Co-Learning program natin, ituturo natin and we will understand how we can tap into the power of this business model. So, yung internship natin with Capital Build a Fund, ito ang way for us to tap into the power of virality as a business model for us. Remember, ang ating Capital Build a Fund, as we have mentioned earlier, is a royalty type of rebates para sa mga graduates lamang natin na tutulong para i-sow at i-cultivate ang ating just cause, ang ating paniniwala, ang ating values o pagpapahalaga at ang kultura ng ating coaching community. At yung fund mo dito, gagamitin mo para mag-launch ng yung first or yung next business mo. So, iyan ang power ng 5x3Co-Learning program. In other words, nire-reward ka dahil tinutulungan mo ang angat ka na i-spread ang ating vision, ang ating values, ang ating belief, ang ating culture. Right? Now, of course, you can take this course and you can graduate. Pwede mo naman piliing wag din mag-participate sa ating internship program. This is optional. Now, let's look at the virality-based business. Dito, as we have mentioned, ang ating virality-based business is sowing and cultivating our cause and culture, right? And that is by focusing on our simple but vital behavior to attract, to assist, and to advise our students. Now, what if you build a community of 3 and meron tayong 5 generations down? So now imagine you build a community of 3 individuals, 3 co-learners, and eventually you help these 3 to also build their 3 under them. So each one of them meron silang 3, that will be your first generation. And then yung first generation mo will also build their 3 hanggang umabot ka ng 5 generations. That is a virality. Ano ang magiging effect sa'yo nito in terms of rebates? Yan ang i-discuss natin dito sa ating virality-based business. Let's say it took you 90 days and you have 3 friends sa iyong neighborhood and you help them become your co-learners para ma-train sila and they all enrolled as well. They took the paid course. And on your first quarter, sa tatlo mo, wala kang ma-receive na any capital build a fund because you are to demonstrate servant leadership to them, right? And this is also good because for them, dun sa tatlo mong neighbor, alam nila that you will not get anything from them, okay? So, hindi mo sila pinagkakakitaan. Wala kang mapapala sa kanila, so to speak. But you are there to show them that you are a good servant leader to them and you are demonstrating that you believe in delayed gratification. Now, eventually, because of how you model the coaching to them, they also started to build their community of 3. So, on the second quarter, yung tatlo mo simultaneously, inabot din sila ng 90 days bago nila natapos yung kanilang course, okay? Along with their individual co-learners, right? But by that time, ang iyong rebates sa Capital Build a Fund is 2,700 pesos. Now, that's not too much. Again, we are not for the short term. We are not for active income. Maliit talaga yan, so to speak. But we are using a very conservative projection dito. And itong 2.7 na yan, hindi mo makukuha yan, mapupunta mo na yan sa iyong deposit to your Capital Build Up program. So naiipon siya doon until you reach the capital that you need for your first business. Now on the third quarter naman, yung 9 na second generation mo, they also started simultaneously, they brought in 3. So sa third quarter mo, meron kang 27 students. Fourth quarter, yung 27, kumuha din sila ng tigta-tatlo. You have 40,000 by that time. And on the fifth quarter, this is over a year na, you have 243 and meron kang 97,000 capital build a fund. Now, if you add them all together from the second, third, fourth, and fifth generations, ang total na capital build a fund mo is 151,200. Now, what will happen? You can start a business using this capital if you want. The rest of the fund that will come in is cash for you. Bahala ka na doon. You look for the next business na gusto mong paglagyan nun and you build passive income. But wait, what if instead of 3, you decided to start with 6. Now, that means on the first quarter, meron kang 6, dinagdagan mo lang, ginawa mo lang 2 ang iyong community. So, instead of your neighbors, sinimulan mo din sa 3 office mates mo. And it took you 90 days. Ibig sabihin, kung 90 days yan, parang inabot ka ng 15 days sa bawat isang estudyante, right? Now, in this case, wala ka ulit matatanggap sa 6 na yan because all of them, you are to demonstrate servant leadership and you are to demonstrate delayed gratification. You are a model for them to follow. Now, on the second quarter, however, yung 6 mo na co-learners in your 2 communities, they followed your example. And they are all paid students, by the way. So, meron kang 10,800 on your second quarter. On the third quarter, yung 36 mo, they followed to bring in 3 as well. They followed the example of the 36. Again, remember, hindi ito sequential. This is simultaneous. So, on the third quarter, you have 86,000 pesos. And on the fourth quarter, you will have 648,000. And yung fifth quarter mo naman, you will have 3.1 million. Now, if you add them all together from second, third, hanggang fifth, ang total na capital build-up fund mo is 3.8 million. You can see the difference. By just making it 6, lumaki ka agad yung capital build-up funds mo. Now, again, you can use that to start a business, but you might be saying, that's not realistic. Sometimes it doesn't happen that way. Now, that's okay. We understand. Let's assume you only have 10% of that. Then meron kang 385,000, and I think that is enough capital to start something good. All right? There's a platform that you can already start with that amount of capital. Now, what if you have chosen to have 3 communities or 9 co-learners? And again, this duplicated in 5 generations down. And that's the virality effect. Okay? So, ano mangyayari sa atin? On your second quarter, you have 24,000 for your capital build-up fund. On your third quarter, you have 291,000 pesos kaagad. You see, nagdagdag ka lang dito ng 3 relatives. It's like first month, neighbors kayo muna. On the second month, office mates kayo naman. On the third month, relatives kayo naman. Alright? So, 1 month each, parang ganun. And you let them duplicate. Okay? They followed your example of servant leadership. They followed your example of delayed gratification. Now, on the fourth quarter, after a year, you have 3.2 million. And on the fifth quarter, you have 23 million. So if you add them all together, you have 27 million. If you think about it, kahit yung fifth quarter mo inabot pa ng 1 taon, that will be fine. Where can you get 27 million in that span of time? But then again, this is the power of virality-based business. So again, what if 10% lang nito ulit ang na-achieve mo? Okay? In a year's time, then you have 2.7 million. Where can you get that kind of capital, right? You can use that to start your business. But then what if 4 naman ang iyong community na binild? So on your first quarter, meron kang 4 na communities. In this case, ang inad mo ay ang iyong schoolmates. So if this is 90 days, parang every 22 days ang inaabot mo to build, to coach each of your community. So let's look at what happens. Again, in the second quarter, you have 43,000 kaagad. On the third quarter, sa third generation mo, you have 691,000. On the fourth quarter, you have 10 million. And on the fifth quarter, this is amazing, you have 99 million. Now, if you add them all together, this will be a total of 110 million pesos. Then again, let's just say, I'm very conservative, only 10% might happen, and that will be fine. Ang importante is, minodel mo sa 12 paano maging isang magaling na coach, maging servant leader, maging ethical entrepreneur. Okay? And show them delayed gratification. And everybody follows the same values and culture. Okay, so this is our final figure, although we can create more than this. But let's say you have 5 communities. At itong 5 communities mo, you have 15 co-learners. And again, this doesn't have to be limited to 3, no? Pwedeng yung neighbor 4, yung office mate 2, yung relatives 6, yung schoolmate 3. So, what is important is that you inspire them. You become a coach to these people. So, on the second quarter mo, you have 67,000. On the third quarter, you will have 1.3 million. On the fourth quarter, you will have 25 million. And on the fifth quarter, you will have 303 million. So all in all, it's 330 million pesos. Now, again, this is figure that is beyond our comprehension. But you have to understand, ito ang power ng network effect in business. So 10% lang yan is 33 million pesos already. In short, just a quarter after, and let's say 10% lang ang na-achieve mo, pero yung 15 co-learners mo, after 1 quarter, they also have 33 million each. Meron ka ng partner, pwede na kayong kumuha ng franchise ng Jollibee together, right? Or any other franchise that you guys can avail of. This is the power of network effect in business. When you start ang AngatKa-internship system, ang unang-una mong gagawin ay pumili ng iyong platform capital mix. Since we are at the pioneering stage, meron tayong primary platform na i-recommend. And in the future, we will have more platforms na pagpipilian. But the reason we have chosen this recommended platform that we have right now is that dahil sa kinita namin sa platform na yon, kaya natin na-afford na i-set up ang business na AngatKa.ph. It can be used even by people who are employed, kahit full-time ka pa, and it is very good for you and your family. So the second thing that you have to do is you become a servant leader and an intern coach. So in essence, napakasimple ng ating AngatKa-internship. You are being given the chance to raise your capital by helping AngatKa spread our cause and our culture to as many Filipinos as possible.